Hello everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel. My name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and welcome to the third showing of Falling for Sewing season number 2. So if you don't know what this series entails, this series is titled Falling for Sewing, and it is hosted by myself and Ellie of Sally and Sam Style. We are making a total of 5 different new looks that we consider fall essentials, or just ones that we desire to have in our fall wardrobe. And at the end of the series, we would have built a mini wardrobe collection that we can mix and match in our current wardrobe, and we will be garment ready for most occasions this fall. So far, we have made a fall top, and we have also made overalls, which was the video from last week. And today we are presenting the Essential Fall Lounge Set. Now, excuse me, my voice is still not cleared up from being sick. I'm still suffering a little bit, so please bear with me. So anyway, so please make sure that you go over to Ellie's channel after you watch this video so that you can see what she made. And I do know that she will be posting a little bit later today because of some circumstances, but if you go over to her channel and subscribe, you will receive a notification when her video posts, and I will go ahead and link to her channel in the description box below. Okay, so for us to get all 5 looks, this series consists of 2 categories, and all of our makes have been given either a theme or a name that reminds us of something for this season. The first category is titled Our Fall Essentials, which are just a few garments that we find to be essential for fall. And the second category is evening wear. And today's garment is the Fall Essentials category, because who doesn't like a fall lounge set, right? I know I do. I love a lounge set at any time. Now, I did not give this set a particular name, but I did theme it Sweater Weather Lounge Set, and I think that name fits perfectly for this look. So let's go ahead and talk about the pattern. So as everyone already knows, I have a bunch of patterns. Like, I have the most massive pattern stash, and I had 3 particular patterns in mind that I had not already made. The patterns that I had decided to pick from were McCall's 8456, Vogue 1929, and the pattern that I made, which is Vogue 1835, this pattern right here. Okay, now the reason why I went with this pattern is because although it is a relaxed and lounge type of pattern, I like the off the shoulder detail, as you can see right here, and in my opinion it gives a more elevated lounge set look, and again, that's why I like it. Now, when I went to the pattern to cut it, I looked on the back of the pattern to see which size I would need to cut, and there are no finished garment measurements on the back of this pattern. And there's also no finished garment measurements on the inside, like where the instructions are located, because sometimes the finished measurements are on that. So I went ahead and opened up the pattern pieces, and I was so happy to see that all of the finished garment measurements were printed on the pattern pieces. Not only was the finished measurements printed on the bust and on the waist, but also it was printed on the hip, on the pants, and on the sleeve pattern piece for the arm side. And that to me was like pretty epic. And I know, like, for me, that sometimes I will not purchase a pattern if the finished measurements are not printed on the envelope, or at least on the instructions. So if you're like me and you didn't pick up this pattern because the finished measurements are not printed on there, just know that you can get this pattern, because all sizes, for one, come in this pattern, and number 2, all of the finished measurements are printed on the pattern pieces, and I will share with you what those are in the next clip so that you don't have to go to the store and open up the whole entire pattern to see if you fall into those measurements. All right, so let's go ahead and get on into the details of this pattern. And this pattern is Vogue 1835. The pattern description is Mrs. Close-fitting tops that can be worn on or off the shoulder. It's close-fitting with cropped pants that has an elastic waist and a drawstring waist, and there are slippers included in the pattern that are lined. Now the views for this pattern has 4 views, and it's the top that I am wearing that has long sleeves. The top can also be made sleeveless, which is a view, and there's the pants and the slippers. The views that I made are views B and C, which are obviously the long sleeve top and the pants. So for the pattern recommendation, the pattern recommends moderate stretch knits, jerseys, ponte knits, sweatshirt, fleece, and velour. And the sewing skill is noted as easy, and it is so super easy. And to be honest, I am very shocked that Vogue has a pattern that is this easy, because I would actually categorize this as a learn to sew pattern. Okay, I made this top after coming home from work on Friday, just this past Friday, and I made the pants this morning, which is Saturday morning. So at the time you're looking at this, this is Sunday, so yesterday. So the same day that I filmed and took my photos, I made the pants. So that's how easy it is. It was very satisfying, because my last 2 makes were not so satisfying. One of them, which you have not seen, but anyway, it was very, very easy, no-brainer type of sewing. And even though I did look at the pattern instructions so that I can relay to you if they were easy or not, I didn't need to, because these are, just simple, everyday, easy type of makes that anyone, pretty much can make that knows how to sew. So anyway, for your notions needed, you're going to need your thread, 1.5 yards of 1.5 inch elastic, and 2.25 yards of cord. And if you make the slippers, which I do plan to do with my leftover fabric, you will need 1/4 yard of 1/4 inch elastic. And so that will be coming up soon on the channel. So for the pattern sizing, all the patterns, like I said earlier, all the pattern sizes come in this pattern, and they range from extra small through extra large. And the size that I cut was an extra large, which for my measurements was sizing up. But I decided to size up because I felt that if I had made the perfect size large, the fabric would sit just a little bit too close to my stomach, which I did not want that look with this particular pattern. I'm okay with fabric sitting close to the skin sometimes, but for this look, I just wanted it to be just a little bit more relaxed. And then I would feel very confident in this, because that's the look that I was going for. I didn't want to look or feel self-conscious while wearing this. And that's why we make our clothes, right? To fit the way that we want them to fit. So I went ahead and sized up. Now, as far as the pattern pieces go, for the top, there was a front piece and a back piece that were both cut on the fold, which I love. So, and then there were the sleeve pattern piece. So 3 pattern pieces. For the pants, there's a front piece for the front of the pants, the back piece of the pants, and a waistband along with the pocket pattern piece. So in all, there's only 7 pattern pieces to make this whole set. So not bad at all. So now it's time to compare. Did it look like the photo envelopes garments? And outside of mine being just a little bit more loose, and of course that was done intentionally, yes, my set does look like the models. The instructions were very easy to follow, and like I said, this should be considered like not even an easy to sew pattern, but a learn to sew pattern, because it was such a good, easy, you know, project for someone to kind of learn. Now, back to the pattern instructions. They were easy to follow outside of the top stitching instruction for the pocket. Okay. Now, it wasn't hard, but it's a little bit different than what I've seen, and I don't know why it would need it to be done that way. However, that step is not necessary at all. You don't need to do that. You don't have to top stitch anything. What I did was I just, you know, understitched, or, you know, whatever they call it when you stitch down the pocket, the front pocket, top stitch, understitch, and I did that because that's what I normally do to keep the pocket bags from bulging out. And you could do that too, and it could be perfectly fine doing it that way, because mine is. Or you can just omit that step at all if you're a beginner and you look at those instructions and you're not sure what to do. Now, the things I liked in particular about the pattern, I like how the lounge set is a lounge set, but yet it's comfortable and it's elevated because of this sassy off the shoulder design. However, you can set the top on your body, on your shoulders. Now again, mine is a little bit oversized, so while the models may stop right here, mine comes down a little further because I did size up. But when you size it normally, you can put it on your body appropriately, you know, without it sliding down. Like I can do it right here. But, you know, I do think it looks a little funny because I did size up. So this is the look I was going for anyway. So I'm glad that I did it. I also love the simplicity of constructing this pattern, both the top and the bottom. And as far as the bottom, which are the pants, I normally omit the buttonholes and cords if there's a pattern that I'm sewing that's like that. Like I made new look pants 3 different times this summer, and I totally left out the buttonholes for the cords. But I actually liked this feature for this particular pattern, and I was glad that it was there because this fabric is heavier fabric than what I normally use. And with the elastic waist pants, when I put the phone in my pocket, because I do utilize my pockets a lot, and when I put the phone in my pocket with elastic waist pants, it does weigh down my pants, and it causes the pants to come down. The weight of the phone causes my pants to come off of my waist. And so having the buttonhole and the cord helps to secure the pants on my waist because it keeps it in place better than elastic, because you're basically tying the rope or the cord around your waist tight enough so that it does not move. So I did do that, and I actually took the pants off for this so that I can show you what that looks like. And so here it is right here. You can see the buttonholes. Here's the cord. And honestly, the cord is not a perfect match, but it matches enough. And I actually had this cord sitting like off in a bin because they came off of some sweatpants that I had purchased a long time ago from Family Dollar. And I mean, what a coincidence that it's this color, but it worked out well. Outside of that, I did go to Hobby Lobby and I looked for cord this color. They had different colors, but nothing that matched this. So I would have either had to use a color that was different or either make a long string with fabric, which was going to be my plan. But I'm glad that that was sitting around, because now I'm just going to keep that in my pants. So yay me. So what did I dislike about the pattern? Nothing at all. Absolutely love this pattern. I didn't learn any new techniques, but again, this was a refreshing make because I didn't have to think about it, and it came together very smoothly with no humps or bumps. So I didn't have any first time experiences. And for the fabric, this fabric that I use is a cable sweater knit that I purchased from Joann's last year, and I actually purchased it to make the Billy dress from what's that company from? I'll put it, Tilly and the Buttons, I believe. The Billy dress from Tilly and the Buttons. So sorry about that brain fart. But I didn't use it to make it because I was talking to my friend Cherie, and she said that that pattern would need a little bit more structure, so more sweatshirt type fabric. So I didn't make it, and it's just been sitting in my fabric stash waiting for me to sew it up, and that's what I use. And so when I purchased it last year from Joann Fabrics, it was at a doorbuster sale, and I had about 60% off. It was originally $22, so it was about $8 to $9 a yard. And I recently went to Joann's to pick up some zippers, and I checked, and this fabric was still there. It's had the red dot on it, and it is marked as last chance. So I scanned it on my phone, and it's marked down to $8 a yard on clearance. So if you like this beautiful fabric, if you like this thicker cable type of knit to make a beautiful cardigan, go ahead and check it out at your store to see if they still have any, because $8 a yard is a great steal for this fabric, and it is great quality. So as far as alterations, I did not make any alterations or modifications. I would definitely recommend this to others. It is such a great, easy pattern, a good palette cleansing type of pattern to sew. This pattern can be made for every season because there's the sleeveless option, and there's also the long sleeve options. And although my choice of fabric was sweater weather, you can use a lighter fabric that will make your garment wearable year-round. So as far as availability, this pattern came out in 2021, and this pattern is still available in your stores, so you can check it out at Joann's and possibly Hobby Lobby, and that's also available on the Simplicity website. And so now I will go ahead and share with you some pictures and twirls of me in my new fall sweater weather lounge set. So I really love this set, loved my experience while making it. It is super cute and comfortable in my opinion, and now I have two lounge sets in my wardrobe. I made one earlier on in the year in a collaboration with Martika of Martika J Makes, and I use the same fabric, just a different color. So I'm absolutely loving these two sets, and I'm so glad that I added this one because I have been wearing the other one out, and I'm sure people are tired of seeing it. So if you are feeling inspired and you would like to join in on the fall sewing, go ahead and join in and use the hashtag Falling for Sewing 2024 so that we can find your looks. And as we post our photos and videos, we will also use the same hashtag so that you can easily find the looks if you want to see them again that way. I do want to give a special shout out to Miss Gladys Scott of Gladys Scott 3853 Heart to Sew, because she has participated and she made a few beautiful fall pieces in collaboration with this series. And the first make that she made was Simplicity 9757, and she also made a gorgeous top with such fancy and sassy but classy cutouts by using Simplicity 9680. I mean, look at her poses. Miss Gladys is serving us with all the fashion looks. I mean, even her gorgeous salt and pepper hair with the cute haircut is serving. The whole look just brings everything together, okay? Miss Gladys ate. I mean, she ate with those outfits, and it's definitely a look for fall, and we appreciate the participation. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, take a pause for the cause and click the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed this type of content, and click the gray notification bell so that you can be notified of future videos. I will have a full detailed dedicated review blog post for this garment just like the others, And I will put a link to that in the description box below if you want to check it out so you can see the close-up photos. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support. Please make sure that you go over to Ellie's channel to see what she made, and I will see you in the next video, which will be really soon. Bye.